Sunday, the 17th of September 2023, just gone 6:04 a.m. Chicago time. Do hope you are doing well. So it's the weekend, time for another weekend futures market recap where we go through 15 of the largest futures markets and I show you what I'm seeing on my charts. And pretty important week this week. We have end of trend signals syncing up on a whole bunch of timeframes on the E-mini. So I'm going to show you that first. We're going to roll through from the daily charts all the way down to the 15-minute and then the tick bar charts. And then let's have a look at the signals that we've generated this last week on the triple system. Anyway, so here we go. This is the traditional view of the better indicators where we've got two panels side by side, everything to do with price on the right hand side, everything to do with volume on the left hand side. We've got better momentum here, which is a volume based momentum indicator, and then on the price bars themselves we have better pro-am, which calculates the average trade size and gives us amateur and professional activity. The amateurs are shown in yellow and the professionals here are shown in blue. Right hand side, this is better sine wave, the plate of spaghetti beneath the price bars, calculating the cyclical activity in three different time frames, which allows us to plot support and resistance lines in those time frames on the price bars themselves. And then when we have break of resistances, we go into uptrends that are printed in red, and breaks of supports are downtrends, which are printed in white. And when everything is synced up in terms of price and volume, we have the background printed in red for an uptrend and grey for a downtrend. On the daily chart here, you can see the last couple of signals that we've had the exhaustion buy, bearish divergence into those highs with Rambo patterns, a whole family of them there right at that high, showing that the amateurs were leading the way and they got a wrong footed. As soon as the lows of those amateur bars got broken, that signals that we've got a potential turning point there. And then with this last move up, we had a pullback support level coming on the daily chart. We briefly, we broke it for quite a few days on the downside and we came back up to test. I was hoping we'd get through this 4600, go to 47, have a nice little pullback to end of trend, testing into those 4700 levels. But that's not what we got. We got a very weak rally, and now with Friday's activity, we signaled Friday's activity, we signaled an end of trend cyclical pattern. So now the energy is all on the downside. So we've got the little bit of positive energy that we had, upward energy was on the daily time frame here from support to resistance, the negative 100 to 100 print on better sine wave here. And now we've got, because that's topped out, the cyclical energy on that daily time frame is now rolling down. And you can see here the intermediate time frame is also rolling down, and so is the highest time frame here, the thickest lines. So everything is cyclically moving down, which means we're going to go test into this area around this, somewhere between here and 42.87, down here where we get another cross, and maybe we'll get a cyclical cross on the intermediate time frame come together, and that might be a good point to hold and then test back into 4700. But for the time being, that little cyclical strength that we've had on the daily chart here is maxed out. And I've got amateur down bars. I was hoping those amateur down bars would just be testing and that we come up through the highs of those and then break through 4600, but we didn't do it. We've got a very weak momentum signal here on better momentum on the daily chart here. A little bearish divergence signal goes off there. It just shows how weak that is. So most likely thing to happen now is for us to trade down and blue professional bars to step in, maybe with an exhaustion pattern on the way down when all of this cyclical energy on the downside is played out. So as we go down through the time frames, we can also see that we've got end of trends syncing up on multiple time frames here. So you can see here there's two little end of trends gone off on the 135-minute chart. So that's not only the pullback to end of trend on this 135-minute chart, it's the next time frame up, the intermediate time frame here, which is equivalent to that daily time frame. So they're syncing up together. So that means that's an important resistance point that's going to need to be played out, resistance down to support. Here you can see the intermediate time frame has rolled over, the 135-minute time frame, the lowest time frame on this chart, has rolled over. We've also got this energy trending down on the highest time frame here. So that's a shame, but it looks like my guess is we're going to play down to somewhere between where we are at the moment and this 42.87. That would be a typical area where the highest time frame maybe, or the intermediate time frame in that region would play out. And then the 45-minute chart here, you can see here on this chart, it rolls up, so it becomes the highest time frame, the intermediate time frame here. The background's still red, which shows that we're in an uptrend in terms of both price and volume, but all we need is the next support to be broken on the 45-minute chart, and all of a sudden we'd be in a dark region without confirmation. There is a long way to go before better pro-am comes in and supports. So what we're doing is we're just selling off in this continuation of an uptrend. But, if we look at the 45-minute chart here, we didn't have blue professional bars at the lows. Yeah, we had nice exhaustion patterns, bullish divergence on the zero line, so we wait for the flush. That's a nice little sequence there to get a little bit of a push. But there weren't blue professional bars here. We had the professional bar came in here, forcing us up here. So we've got to go see blue professional bars somewhere in this region, I would suggest. 15-minute chart. Here you can see we have started to break into a downtrend on Friday's activity with the background in grey. Came a flush pattern, exhaustion buy, bearish divergence on the zero line. Wait till the flush comes in. It's quite a wait, quite a lot of activity between here and here, but eventually that flush pattern comes in. The blue professional bar is starting to take profits at those highs, selling it down at that point. We know they're selling it down because we broke through the lows of that blue professional bar sequence there, and we're trending down. So on this one, we've got to see an exhaustion pattern. It's more likely that we'll see those nice exhaustion patterns on the lower time frame charts. So that's what we're doing on the 15-minute chart. And then on the 13,500 tip bar chart, this gives us the day and night session of the week. So that's nice. It joins up the dots here where we got gaps on the 15-minute chart here, because this is just day session only data. But with the tip bar charts, we can use day and night session. It fills in the gaps. Beginning and ends of the week. Beginnings of the week marked with solid vertical yellow lines. Ends of the week, same thing, solid vertical yellow lines. So this is the whole week's activity here. Rambo patterns to Rambo patterns to Rambo patterns. That's a Rambo to Rambo to Rambo channel. And that means the amateurs getting wrong-footed there at that point. The blue professional bars step in, force it down, Rambo patterns here. There's some blue professional bars at the lows there, and then they buy this little breakout for a little run to the upside. The Rambo pattern here got broken briefly on the downside, but it was when the blue professional bars came in. Nice little signal here. 13,500 tip bar chart. Exhaustion buy, bearish divergence, blue professional bars. We broke the trailing stop on Better Pro-Am, bang into a really nice downtrend Thursday, Friday. And you'll see this on the signals, the triple signals signaled that short nicely. But we need to see the inverse on the other side before this is all over, and we haven't seen exhaustion sells of the similar type reading, 20,000 reading here. We got down to, what is that low? 12,000, 14, almost 15,000 down here. So that's not bad, but we have to see this read on the downside. So I think we'll have a little bit of a rally, and then we'll put in our nice pullback to end of trends on the 13,500 tip bar chart. So any retraces that we have where the blue professional bars step in to show us where the professionals are trading it down again, I would suggest will be good areas to short beginning of next week. So that's all the E-mini charts. Let us look at the tick bar charts for signals, and we'll start with the forex charts with the euro here. So the euro's been in a downtrend. We had signals a couple of weeks ago, short, bang bang bang, and then we had signals short midweek this week. Really nice little signal there. It's overbought. We've got blue professional bars at the highs, exhaustion buy, flush patterns going on here, and then we just roll over and have a really nice signal there. There's no blue professional bars at the lows on this move here or this move here, so this isn't done on the downside. We're just having some blue professional bars come in. Whether those get taken out on the lows down there, or we have a little bit of a rally retracement until we come back down and finish this off proper. But the euro is in a downtrend. British pound, same things here. Last week or 2 weeks ago we had signals to go short here. I'd suggest this isn't a good signal because although everything comes together, we don't have blue professional bars at the lows. That's where the blue professional bars come in, and it's just not a good signal. There's another one of these on one of the other charts. I'll show you that. So I would not take that signal because the blue professional bars have not come in here at the lows. And on the way down here, well, we've got one come in. We've trailed the stop down on British pound. But everything needs to move together. Euro, the British pound, possibly the Aussie dollar, all need to signal together to have confidence in the forex moves this week. Now, this one on the Aussie has signaled very junky moves this week. Last week we sold off pretty hard. Got blue professional bars coming at the lows here. But this is signaled on a bullish divergence based on the exhaustion pattern here, not on the way down. This was exhaustion buy, short covering rally type activity, and then they sell it down hard. But we've come back in really a volatile area at the end of the week here. So I don't like that for a signal, but if we start breaking down through the Better Pro-Am trailing stop here and we get down to 64.1 or something like that, we're going to go see those lows and have proper exhaustion patterns on the way down. So all of that's coming together in terms of risk off. So E-mini heading down after a little bit maybe of retracement. Euro, British pound, Aussie dollar. Japanese yen might start to rally based on short covering slight reversal of the carry trade. Let's wait and see. We've got a couple of things going on. We've got exhaustion, sell, and bullish divergence. We're oversold with the background in red here. We just need to break back up through the blue professional bars. Would have been nice to have seen the blue professional bars here and here, but they came in on the retrace here. But let's see. We had signals last week into this area, and if we get a nasty sell-off in the equities market, that can lead to a little bit of a rally for Japanese yen because of yen carry trade. So here are the signals on the E-mini. They were really nice this week. At the end of last week, we had long signals into this move, and it wasn't until we had blue professional bars nicely come in here and here that this thing got going. But there's the triple signal on the way down for Thursday, Friday's move. Really nice. Exhaustion, buy, bearish divergence. That's what we want to see. Nice grouping of blue professional bars at that turning point. It's overbought with the background in grey. We break the trailing stop, we get the signal, and we're heading down. What is that? We went down 50 points on the way down there on that move. I caught some of this move up and some of this move down, but I got out way too early on Friday's trade. Didn't expect to keep on going through the lows. And then 10-year. 10-year, we had signals short a couple of weeks ago. We've been trending down and down. We don't have exhaustion sell down here. We have some blue professional bars. We're oversold, but no signals yet on the 10-year. So then gold, silver, and Bitcoin. Gold triggered today, and this is like the other signal that I was talking about. We didn't have blue professional bars at the lows. We had one little one here, but we didn't have a proper exhaustion sell and blue professional bars coming at the lows. And this is triggered because of these blue professional bars. So they're in the wrong place. But yeah, we've got an exhaustion sell at this point. Let's see if it holds. If it gets up through 1955, maybe we'll have a little bit of a rally in gold. Silver was trying to hold at the end of last week. We had this exhaustion pattern down here, a whole bunch of blue professional bars coming. These ones are selling it down at that point. We've got some others coming in here, so we've had a nice triple signal go on there. We're testing at the moment, so let's see if we get back up through 23, 60, 70, something like that on silver. And Bitcoin. Bitcoin's super volatile because we had these big sell-offs, but signal short, signal long, signal long, signal long. It's interesting, it's not in the right place. That's taking profits at the highs, not getting in at the lows here. So it's not a classic at that point. If we break through 26,200 at this point here, it suggests we're going to go have a look at these lows at 25,000. So that's Bitcoin. And then crude. I don't know. I got out of this long trade here at 83. No, was it there? No, it was on this move here at 83. And this thing's just kept on powering up and up and up through 90s here. But it's getting a little bit overcooked at this moment here. We've got some blue professional bars coming. No exhaustion buy at that point, so it's not going to signal short, but maybe a little bit of profit taking at 90 bucks. Natural gas, nice signal short here, and then a push through, and then it comes down again. These are tricky to trade because you get your signal, you put your stop around here, and then you get taken out on the stop. But then you've got to have conviction as soon as it starts to move properly in that direction. That's getting down, so that's freaking everybody out. It's not unlike the crude pattern that we had a couple of weeks ago. Can I go back and find that? Yeah, the crude pattern didn't break through the lows, but we had all these signals going on here, and then this was a really nasty break down here. So if you've been trailing your stop, you might have got taken out on that point, and then that was the re-entry point here that was good with the blue professional bars on the way down there. Just held it, and we powered on through. So sometimes it's tricky if you get taken out on a stop there, but the right thing to do is re-enter short as soon as you can. And copper. Copper signals long last week and then signals short at the end of this week. And copper, if we have a risk-off week, copper is going to struggle. So that might be a good signal on copper. But the ags are trying to hold here. So we've had a signal on corn. Nice blue professional bars coming at the lows, exhaustion sell, bullish divergence, oversold, triple signal. And we're coming back to test. But this area needs to hold. I could maybe get a dig down to 472, but then it needs to immediately come back up on corn. So let's see if corn re-signals long and heads back up through 480, 44. Corn. Soybeans, same thing. Exhaustion sell patterns down here. Some blue professional bars there. Blue professional bars come in here. So let's see if soybeans manages to hold this area. Pretty volatile moves over the last couple of days. And then wheat seemingly holding. We've got triple signals here. I know blue professional bars at that point there, but they came in on the retrace here. I don't know, it's not pretty, but the ags might start to rally this week. So there we go. E-mini, I think, is going to possibly have a little bit of retrace, but any retraces ought to be sold off until we got those exhaustion patterns on the way down. Then by the time the week is over, I think we're going to have a risk-off week with all those signals. So there we go. Those are my thoughts on the charts. Hope your trading is going well and looking forward to next week.